Welcome to another episode of Bobby Hemmett. This is an excerpt from an Israelite lady speaking, and I will try to make some comments for people to reconsider what is happening in the world.
The spiritual warrior out here, okay? We're going to continue to fight these battles and tear down this false structure because we cannot allow them to just blatantly disrespect, misuse, and abuse us before the public and go around holding our head down and tucking our heads like a little sad dog in shame as if these people actually have some sort of power. What they have is false power that was created through an illusion, and it's time that we awaken to see that.
That's true. But what is the
truth is going to be brought forward,
what is the real
whether
illusion,
they like
though?
it or not. And so what happened is, even though
What is the false power? What is the false power? She's saying, as we well know, that the favor of God upon the beast is the false power. And she said that black people are the ones that have that power. But who's using it? That's the thing. That's the thing. Who is using the power? All right, the black people that know that are saying they are the Israelites. What power do they have? What power do they show? Have they changed anything? What they have done is get money from the government to be able to talk and yell on the corner at their own people. That's what they've done. What they have done is get money from the government to be able to have their own little LLC of their own micro community and only stay in that bubble. But still, every other black person, because they're not saying that they're Hebrew, then you have a division. You have a division. So basically, you got a black division. Black people harassing another group of black people because of religion. She's ranting about the power of God. How are Israelite people using the power of God for their own comfort, which is a human condition that people do, because there's no unity. Nobody thinks of each other as a group. Anyway, let's listen to some more of what she's going to say.
these celebrities, specifically Kanye, he came forward and he apologized in a specific manner where he said, well, if you say that you are that person, if you say that that's who you are, then that's fine. But guess what? That's who I am too. So therefore I can't be anti-Semitic because I myself am a chosen, right? What they want him to do is come back and retract the entire statement and say, no, y'all are the only chosen. You're the chosen ones. Yeah. The Most High gave y'all that position. You are the ones that have that divine connection to the Most High God. And no, I'm just, I'm just a peon. That's what they wanted him to say. So that the melanated man, woman, and child would not listen and say, oh, wow, did he just say that we're the chosen? See, well, let me go and do some research. Let me actually go within and find out what's really happening here. If, in fact, these people are the chosen, I want for those of you who still deny whether or not the melanated man, woman, and child is the chosen seed, based on historical records, based on what has happened to us over time in history, based on the millions of us that have been slaughtered and still being slaughtered today by these so-called powers that were.
I do like that. I do like that. She said those powers that were. She said something very powerful there, because the words that you say create reality. And when you're in agreement with their power, then it contributes to them staying in power. Because in your subconscious mind, you believe it. And everything that is a man-made thing is started with an idea. So that is, your mind and your electromagnetic field of perception. So, and not just of perception, but your electromagnetic field, your subconscious mind. So anyway, the powers that were, I like that. The powers that were. I'm going to start using that.
Biblical text where it describes and defines who the chosen seed would ultimately be, then I want you to take a look at the history of those who say that they are the chosen who are over there in Israel versus those of us who are melanated men, women, and children here right on American soil, who they continue to put their foot on our necks. Why do they want to silence us so badly? Why do they want us to look like the roaches of the world? Why do they want us to look like
I
peons
recorded
and less
this.
than nothing? Why do they hate us so much?
To answer this question.
Why do they constantly do police brutality and slaughter us and kill us and keep us at the bottom, in terms of economic status, unless we decide to submit to them and be a face for, to pretty much be a face for speaking and targeting one another. That's when they'll uplift us. Yeah, you want to be on Love and Hip Hop, you want to show your behind, you want to get out here and shake your behind, you want to get out here and speak against men and women and talk about popping a clip and all this other stuff, yeah, we'll elevate you then. But if you get out here speaking some truth, not only are we going to snatch away your position, but we're also going to bring you down to the lowest of the low, because you're not being a good little puppet at that point. That is what these people are promoting when it comes to the melanated man, woman, and child here on this soil. And so you have to ask.
Okay. So, boys and girls, anyone in this audience, anyone listening, this is a very pivotal question. Her question is, if these people are so powerful and they already have black people at the lowest level possible, and they've had them at that level for over 400 years, roughly speaking. I don't calculate, I just hear that term. Why do they still have to basically do the same thing they've always done? It's very simple. Number one, it's their nature. They're the opposite of you. Number two, in case you didn't know, by DNA, they're the opposite of you. You came from the natural source of creation, and they came from a GMO man-made creation. I paused just to think, am I going to try to explain that some more? I'm just putting down the facts here. You can research Laila Africa, and he explains the genetic difference based on scholarship and a book that he stole, and I think it was maybe a book or some research that he stole from a melanin conference, which no black doctor, scientist, biologist is ever allowed to go to. Your melanin gets studied, worldwide in high-tech science labs because they know the secret science and cosmic knowledge of your DNA. They know that you are connected to the universe. And I'm just going to say whatever I know. That's why your hair sticks up. Your hair is a representation of your hair actually is melanin in a different form. And it is a representation of what is called chaos, creative chaos. It will just do whatever it wants to do if you left it alone. It's going to curl in a spiral. It's going to point upward. Because that is like your antenna. And Dr. Laila Africa said that. These are fine. These are like your antenna. So what it does, just like an animal, and technically we're all under the umbrella of animal, like an animal will stick up its fur, or the animal fur is there to sense movement or any subtle change. That's why you have hairs in your ear. It helps pick up things. Animals have hair in their ear. It helps capture not just like wax or whatever. It's not just a physical protection. It is a vibrational receptor. So your hair is part of the structure that can receive frequencies from the universe, meaning that the ancestors, which are the stars, the soul bodies, the stars are the soul bodies of ancestors. The light that you see in the sky is actually, it's not white, it's multicolored, and it's your chakras of when you were in a body. And they spray the skies now, so you barely see any stars, but there's millions upon millions upon millions and billions of stars. If you ever went out in a natural area where there's no modernity, there's no modern buildings or anything for like 100 miles, maybe even more than 100 miles, you would see a pitch black star and you would see billions of stars. So let's put that card on the table. Why are they still on your ass if they already got you down? They already got you financially down. They already got you psychologically down. They already got you emotionally down. They already have your previous generations beating you with a fucking belt and treating you like a slave. Mostly. They already got your mother, your grandmother broken now. You got the new generation of grandmother, that's younger. But she's younger and she's trying to be young, and she might be wearing, instead of her regular daily attire being that of a church woman, the modern grandmother, her modern daily attire might be, and I'm saying might, some hot pants and some crisscross top to have her boobs out. Now, that's an example. It's not, I'm not saying it's everybody, but the point is that the black grandmother has changed. She's younger, and she's more like into trying to be young and trendy and look sexy. I say that in general. There are some, I'm saying that there's some grandmothers that are like that. So the point was to give you examples of how black people are kept at a low level and controlled in all ways and afraid to show their own hair, or maybe not afraid, but just conforming to, the Western expectation, not knowing about their hair early on when they were little, so the perms were always breaking off the hair. Mothers that didn't know what the perm was really doing to the hair, or mothers that didn't care and they just did it anyway. I'm going to bear witness to the hatefulness within black people toward their children, because I discovered that after I was an adult. I bear witness, and I'm not going to tell the story. It's very deep. My own father right now, he's 70. He's with a white woman now. He was never with a black woman. He was with a hybrid before that. But that hybrid had enough black in her to be, she was the matriarch. And he just followed her. So thanks to her, we had some kind of semblance of a family unit, even though it was miserable because she was a bitch. But she was old school. She was very much older than him. She's as old as his mother. So we're talking 25 plus years. So, anyway, that's a true story. She was a matriarch. She knew how to, she kept the house well and cooked from scratch and can sew from scratch and all this stuff. But because of whatever abuse that she received, she just had a bitchy way. She was like never nice, never sharing about herself and things like that. So anyway, again, this lady is asking, why are black people kept down? Why are the police allowed to shoot us, murder us? Just why has nothing changed? Boys and girls, it's spiritual. Because they know that if you ever knew that you have, all I've told you is that your DNA is cosmic. If you ever knew your DNA was cosmic and that you are connected to the universe and whatever you say can materialize, eventually, of course, within your own subconscious mind, if you had a higher self-esteem about yourself, knowing that you come from God energy, the source of creation, and the first man and woman, then you would become powerful within your own self, and more people would stand up against the beast. The beast cannot live without you because you are the battery. You're the solar battery for everything they know. But they're the ones that make money off of everything that you know. So that's on the mundane living level. But the higher occult spiritual level that you would have to research Bobby Hemmett to understand is that you have the energy of, you have God energy in you. What does that mean? That means that you have an immortality to you that can reincarnate when you want to and if you don't want to. The ancestors in the stars right now, if they wanted to, they can reincarnate. If you're conscious and you transition out of this body, you might not want to come back down here. I certainly don't want to come back down here. I would rather just wait until the place gets fully destroyed. Another thing, and what I just said is a key factor, because once you become awake to your God energy and you know that you control this earth realm, you have to decide it's over. Like, destroy this place. Destroy this place because you know it's going to come back. It's going to, for everything, every new birth has to see destruction. So in order to start over in the peace and harmony that Mother Nature really is, the perfect peace and synchronization that Mother Earth really is, the unlimited giving nature and unlimited resources, trees, plants, flowers, herbs, animals living in harmony that Mother Nature really is, you have to destroy this place and destroy all things unnatural, because they don't have the natural seed of creation in them. They need to be destroyed. They need to be like, this whole place has to get blown up in order for them, so to speak, in order for them to be destroyed as well. But you are a natural fire. The world is going to be destroyed by fire, but fire cannot destroy fire. You are the ultimate energy. Now, what else do I want to say? There was something I was saying, and then I said about the DNA. Your DNA is cosmic, and it has a God energy that you need to research Laila Africa to know. You are really immune to all diseases, but they give you diseases. They overpower your melanin. Your melanin is like a copying machine. It will, if there's any kind of invader, it will copy that invader and learn from it. However, now they mix your melanin with the toxin, the poison, and the poison it ends up having the power of the melanin. So then it's harder for your melanin to overtake a poison that is mixed with melanin on a DNA level. They can remove your melanin now, but your melanin, they can make people have vitiligo. That's where you see a lot of all of a sudden you see supermodels or models, fashion models, that they are, promoting because they have vitiligo. Those are engineered vitiligo victims. Those are lab created vitiligo people because they have done something to fuck up their melanin. And Michael Jackson was the biggest experiment on melanin. They got him on a level where they could strip the physical melanin. Strip it so that he doesn't express melanin. However, boys and girls, melanin is cosmic. So once you have it, you have it. The brown color can be taken away, but the cosmic God energy can never be taken away. It will weaken you, though, because your melanin is a solar panel that protects you. On the outside, your melanin, the brown skin, the black skin is a solar panel. On the inside, it's doing all kinds of things. It's even receiving frequencies from the universe to upgrade your DNA, to wake you up, to make you stronger. That is why the Star Wars is against you. That is why you can never know those things. Because once you know it, the whole process gets accelerated. Once you know it, you aren't afraid of the police anymore. Your knowledge of them is their demise. And they know it in your energy. Because I'm around people and I can tell that they always test my energy, because I don't say hello to them, they get indignant. But their energy is the opposite of yours. They can sense. They have a sense of your energies are like repel each other, but they can repel each other if you are awake. But if you're a sleeping zombie in a coma and you kiss the hybrids behind and don't know that they come from pig genes, if you look at them, just observe, they will have extra large ears like a pig. Number 2, their skin is has a rosacea. Rosacea is a skin rash. Rosacea is usually talking about hybrid people, and rosacea is it's like a baby rash. The rash that babies get on their behind, their whole face is like that. It's very red and splotchy. That is their natural look. Then you got some versions of this hybrid person whose skin really is like a milky white. So I think there's gradations of the DNA, and that's how you get the word redneck, because their skin is red and it ain't just their neck. Most hybrid people, their skin is, as I said, a splotchy, rashy looking red. You're just used to seeing it. There are some, and usually it's females for some reason, their skin is more evenly white without so much redness. There's people, they're pure milky white. Usually it is the female. So if you were awake and you know that you are an individual God and have God energy, mentally you cut off from this world. The matrix needs you to be plugged into this world for it to keep going. And that's why even the celebrities are slaves. They're slaves equal to black people being slaves, being whipped, being killed, being tortured. Celebrities have that happen to them, but you don't know it. They have. I believe that Kanye's jaw getting broken in when he first started out, that was a ritual. That was to see, he had to pay a big price to be Kanye. Something, my instincts or a spiritual message has come to me when I was reviewing about Kanye, like researching him, looking up pictures, and then I remember that incident. something told me then when I looked at the picture that that was his, what do they call, hazing. They have to really, really do some disgusting things and murderous things to get to be famous, because they make people famous. It's not that you're so talented. Black people are naturally have different gifts. A lot of our gifts are dormant, because we're not exercising those things. A lot of people are musically talented, but they don't get exposed to it. And I'm talking about really knowing how to play an instrument. Sports, the mind, the creativity, science, math, all that came from you. You have that in you in a dormant form, most of us, because we never engaged in it or developed it or know that we have it. And the school system makes things so hard that you feel like you don't even know math, and I feel like I don't know math. But anyway, they cannot let you know that you have the God energy. Because once you know that, this world is a wrap. It's finished. Because you're not buying into the system anymore. It can physically crumble because you get out of this belief system that Gucci, Prada, and Nike has some kind of meaning when it doesn't. But see, they know that the capitalism is already finished. So that's why they got to eradicate everybody's ability to make money and bring everybody down to a peasant level. And then close the internet for a while. They already censored the internet like crazy. You say anything, there are now thought crimes. I was going to make a video on that. Whatever you put on that internet and it's against the establishment in any kind of way. Establishments, let's say that. Because you got the government sector, financial sector, medical sector, Hollywood sector, and religious sector. Those 5 claws are what hold down the people in their mind and control the world. So the Pope is the one that's over everybody. The Pope. Anyway, if you say anything against those establishments and you're letting other people know the truth, it's at a point where now it's a thought crime. Like this thing with Kanye using the peanut butter and jelly word and Irving going against the peanut butter and jelly gang. What they tweeted became a thought crime, but they're not using the word thought crime. So that ends another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmett. And you're cosmic. You are the God energy. You are an individual God collectively as part of the entire universe. You can ascend out of the body and come back to the earth. Your subconscious mind affects reality. That's why advertisement and movies are very important, because the mind just absorbs whatever you put in there. Unless the soul awakens to counteract that ego energy, that demiurge energy, which is your programmed mind, you are living whatever has come to your subconscious mind. Unless you're conscious and then you counteract that mentally. But a movie is not just a movie, boys and girls. It puts out a virtual reality to everybody's mind. And they start thinking that way. That's why they gotta keep you as a fucking slave in the movies. So when you travel around the world, which I've gotten a little bit of experience, people are always going to see you a certain way. They're going to see you as angry. They won't let you be smart, intelligent, or organized. And they're going to be jealous of you because the Black American is the privileged black among all blacks on the planet. But they know they still can put you down. Anyway, that ends another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmett. And, I basically just told you the secrets of the universe. A summary of it. You want to know why black people are shot, killed, maimed, murdered, ritually butchered for their melanin and all other craziness in this world, nonstop, legitimized by the government, putting you in a caste system by you voluntarily saying you're black, and then now they don't even have a way for you to not say you're black because they have detailed the description more. But anyway, there's a Star Wars, there's a cosmic war, there's a war of the worlds. All those are names of movies, and all that is talking about the occult science of the original people of the earth versus a hybrid invented person that doesn't have a soul. And they're psychopaths, they're narcissists, they're egomaniacs. And if you ever met there's different versions of them. You got the cracker version that just hates you and will be in your face hating. You got the British version that just mentally wants to control everything. And they don't want you to know anything. And then you got the other varieties that are, given different names, but they're all white-skinned people. They all are sanctioned by the government to be able to get away with killing black people. Because it's a spiritual war against you. All you have to know is who the enemy is, think destruction upon them, curse them, but also know that you are the source of creation and you are done with this world, and you ask for the world to be destroyed in your name as a God, not outside of you. There is no Jesus or God up in the sky. It's you. And that is what they're afraid of. That you're going to realize you're a God and you're going to say, this place is finished, I'm done. And the world destruction will come more quickly. That ends another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmett. And if you want to ask a question below, ask, but most people don't. And anyone that is, on the 1,000-watt Bobby Hemmett frequency, they understand what I'm saying. And thank you for, anybody that does give a thumbs up, but I don't really get into I'm saying it verbally, thank you. But this is not a channel that is trying to, become big or anything. I just want to say ashe to you, and may you grow in the power of your consciousness, knowing that you are a God and you have God energy. And may you increase in your powers of destruction.